Well, we finally got the competition we needed to improve. And the most noticeable thing to me was how we attacked the zone with Gorky out of the game, and then how we attacked it with Gorky in the game. But the one thing I'm happy with is in all three scrimmages and everything, our defense is very good. Two areas we got to work on the most is, I don't mind taking a lot of threes, with the exception of Luke. Luke turned down about 5, and that's no good. I told Luke, you got to have Russ's mentality, where every shot to him is a chance to score, and you can't be thinking about it because you missed a few. But the one area of improvement has got to be rebounding from the guard spot. I coach Patrick Ewing, and I coach a lot of guys like Mango and Gorky, and those guys get moved out a lot. Like Manhattan did a great job of blocking them out. When you have legs like Shane Manhattan and Jamal Mashburn and guys like Buck Williams in the old days, you can't get moved. So what I'm going to do Monday is show them Ken Fareed, who I watched last night, had 17 rebounds in the game. He's always a moving target and can't be blocked out. And that's what Montrez and Gorky have to learn the most. Our guards have to rebound better, though. Wayne, Russ have got to do a better job, or Luke, of rebounding the basketball. Because right now our rebounds are just coming from 4s and 5s, and we've got to do a better job. And we're a low percentage defensive team. We hold people to low percentages. So we were 14 for 20 on the break tonight again. And when you shoot that type of percentage, you got to grab those rebounds. So that's one area we got to get our guards in there and stop leaking out.
About attacking zone with and without Gorky, kind of
well, I think it's the confidence of our team. They don't want to throw Zach and Steven Van Treese and Montrez at the 5, and they want to throw it to Gorky every time. Because not only is he a good passer, he's got David Padgett's passing ability on the perimeter a little bit, because he sees things, but he also has something David didn't have. He's really improved a great 15-foot jump shot. That's a big threat against the zone. Because then people are going to come up on you. He's going to find the bounce pass on the baseline. He's going to look opposite.
You took 33s tonight. You start to say you don't mind it. Is that more or less, does it matter?
I think they're all open. I think they're all wide open. I think they're trying to stop our dribble penetration, and we've got to make those. Luke and Wayne have got to stop making those threes. I think Russ rushes them too much. He's in too much of a hurry, but everything he does in his life is in a hurry.
Rick, how did you think?
This team has the potential to be even better than it was last year defensively?
I'd be guessing CL because it's one game. Like I said, we got nothing out of the other 2 games. I think you see we didn't play one possession of zone. And last year we played a lot. I don't think this team can pick up the things we did last year. Chris and Kyle were, 35 and 34 years of age. So they picked up things quick. I don't know if our guys can pick up all the things we did last year. So we're playing exclusively man. I haven't worked on the zone much. We will need it someday, but right now I'm pretty pleased with the man, except the guards don't rebound.
Other than rebounding,
This is just his overall floor game.
I think Peyton is the best guard in the country. And it's taken a long time to get to that point, because there were so many times he just run in there, leave his feet, fall on the ground. And, he's always hurt last year. It means it's one concussion after another, it's one sprained ankle after another, because he's D-Wade. He spends half his life on the ground. And you're going to get hurt when you do that. Now he's learning to stay on the ground. And it's not so much that it's taken time. It's taken 3.5 years or 3 years to learn to be a true point. He was never a true point until this year. I shouldn't say that. The NCAA tournament in the Big East last year was a true point. So I think he's brilliant. I think he's a great player, and we're going to miss him when he leaves here.
Is that what you were always?
Rebounding, you said the rebound, but other than that, we're happy with what you got out of Russ, scoring defensively. He was.
Yeah, I think. Look, we're very anxious to get out on the break, and we're looking to get out. We know our percentages are so good. We're looking at the board at halftime. I think you can't be short when you throw a long pass, and we were short like 3 times. But that'll come. Now, this was very good for us. They were without their best basketball player, and they did a very good job tonight. That's their major score. They have a tough time scoring right now. And their big guy, it was a good lesson for our bigs. He got 15 rebounds in the game. And he's smaller than Gorky and a little smaller than Montrez. And he's a Shane-type rebounder. But I'm happy with Shane coming back. Shane had an awesome practice yesterday, and when he continues to focus, he's going to be a heck of a basketball player.
Russ, though, the lift he gave you offensively at the beginning of the game and then defensively.
Russ is tremendous because he's unguardable. Now, the only thing he has to really improve on is blocking his guy out and getting loose rebounds and off-the-ball defense. He is always looking for the steal. I mean, always. I mean, you see his eyes get bigger and bigger and bigger as the guy's dribbling. And he's just his weak side defense. But Russ was the key to the team last year. If you take him out of the lineup last year, you don't win a Big East championship, you don't go to a Final Four. Somebody asked me the question the other day, who's more valuable, Gorky or Peyton? I said, I have no idea. Who's the guy you can't win without? Russ Smith. Because he gives you a dimension that most teams don't have. He's unguardable. And then he turns around, he's the all-time steal leader in the history of our school, for 1 year. So on the ball offensively and on the ball defensively, he's pretty darn good.
Can you elaborate on Shane's focus?
Good or bad, you mean? What it is you're asking me?
Both.
Okay. Shane's a college kid like I was, like you were, like everybody was. He wants to, besides basketball, have a good time in life. And nothing wrong with that, except during basketball season. During basketball season, you just got to put all your focus. I always tell everybody, you got to have your PhD, you got to be passionate, hungry, and driven. Well, the other word that goes with passion is focus. You can't be passionate unless you have focus. Because, I love the game, I want to work at the game. What do I do about it? I got to be focused on my job. And that's where he just, is young. But once he gets it, he can be one of the premier players I've ever coached. Because he had a practice yesterday, it was so good, it was scary. Moves that most college kids can't do. So if you don't mind tonight, if you could just keep him in the dorm and just watch out for him tonight. Please.
Anything else for Coach? Can you
Thank
talk a
you.
little about playing Steve today and just what it was like having Coach Masiello back here?
I honestly mean this. He called me a couple of times and said, how come you didn't answer my calls? I said, man, I'm focused. It's not about, you coach your team. It's not, I'll see you after the year, we'll go out, have a great time, but I said, don't call me. It's the same thing when my son comes in here. I don't even look down there. I don't know who's there because I love all of them very, very much. But my respect for them is so high, I know they could beat us. I mean, we won by a lot of points tonight, but if their player was there, that would have been a 10-point game if that young man was there. And I knew that. He played us perfectly, exactly the way we should be played in terms of trying to come away with a victory. And he didn't deviate. He didn't panic when he got down 16 or 18. He stayed with it because it was the only way he could stay in the game. So he's a very good strategist, a very good young coach. And, you root for them so hard. Tonight, my son was down 16 at halftime, and I come back in, it's on the computer, he ties the score, and, people you love, you live and die with them, except the one game you go against them. You just got to block it out. So I'll root for him now, call him up all the time and root for him, but I saw his bus pulling into Valari restaurant last night as I was going home, and can't do that. You can't eat that late at the Italian food. That was a major key. Thank you.